What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. The book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and CreateSpace. A link will be in the description box below, as usual. This video is entitled, What are Black America's Priorities? With all the stuff that happened, like the Starbucks thing, the kid getting shot at, the kid that got the news people came with they got mad because he got accepted to 20 schools, and the numerous things that keep happening that people keep reporting about. Excuse me. The one question I think that needs to be asked and answered is, what are our priorities as a group of people? Because I think, we have a lot of we're fighting a lot of different battles in a lot of different ways. And we have a different agenda that we think may fix the problem. And, I get that one thing can't fix it all. But I think that sometimes our priorities, like some of our group's priorities, cause more harm than good. And I think that's one of the issues, is that some things are backwards. Like I think we don't have a priority of accepting reality and dealing with it. Like, it's America, we're black, we're gonna deal with racism. It's on an economic front, it's on an educational front, it's on a media front, it's on a political front. It's part of the social climate of the country, right? It's part of it's woven into everything. But to act like love is going to conquer all, I think is nonsense. You think a conversation is going to fix this? Is our priority talking to all of the people who are racist and prejudiced and make it their business that their group oppresses us for their financial benefit? You think is a conversation with these people going to help? Like, you see my humanity and now you're going to change your ways. What is our priority? Like, what do you going to change somebody's heart? That's what you think? I don't know. I mean, it's as old as this country is. I don't see it. I think but that's our priority. I think our priority should be, looking out for ourselves. I think our priority should be accepting how people see us and treat us, and use that as reason to do for ourselves and not deal with all these other people. To be separatist in a sense. Everybody else is a separatist in America. I don't see why we act like we can't be. I think separation should be our priority. Just my opinion. I think I think our priority is always short-sighted. We want to live for the moment. We want to enjoy the moment. And I can understand that, we are under a lot of pressure and we fighting a lot of battles. So you need something to have a release, just something to do something to let it all hang out. You need short vacations from the BS, right? I get that. But I think that our priority has become to wait for that day to let loose and let it all hang out, instead of being more like looking at the long game and doing things that could free us up, that we don't have to always cut loose every week or every 2 weeks because we've dealt with too much as far as society. I think, we haven't looked at the long game to say, okay, if we set up all these things, we don't have to be in such a bubble of oppression that, I need to just do something reckless just to blow off some steam. That's priorities, right? I think that we need to raise our kids to get out of this kumbaya belief. Like the kid that got shot at. I'm glad he was smart enough to run. But I'm not so glad at the idea that I'm pretty sure his parents told him to get up on time, make the bus, and go to school. And I'm sure they told you're a black boy, things could happen just by something this small. But the naivete of a lot of kids and that we're failing them as black kids is they don't believe us. Like he probably didn't believe anything his parents said until he got shot at. Now he's like, wow, if I just miss the bus and don't pay attention to where I'm going and I need directions, I could get killed just because I'm black. That's what they've been trying to tell you. Or all this kumbaya, people gonna love you, accept you, and do the right thing is, even though you're gonna skip all of these stories that go on about, how that doesn't work right that way for us. They go, you're gonna get shot like that. You can get killed like that, and people will go home and eat a steak dinner and laugh like it's funny, and nothing will ever happen to them. So I think the priority of being honest with our kids to the point where they don't have to put themselves in these situations to actually see what it is, because the information is already out there. I think our priorities are wrong when it comes to raising children in general. I think our whole view of the family aspect is adversarial. And where are our priorities when it comes to family? I think they say blood is thicker than water, but I think it's thinner than money right now. So it's a problem. And is that our priority to fix it? Because if we can fix the family, we can fix the community faster. But I think people are so out for self and greedy that they don't give a damn about the family, because they would rather have money. And family creates money because families build businesses and networks that can make other family members rich at the best or employed at the least. But people don't want to do that. I think we have a problem with that. I think we have a real bad problem with that. I think our priorities are on things that lead to our destruction. Like, we like letting a lot of BS slide like it's not a big deal when it is. Like even the brothers at the Starbucks, right? I could respect them because they was at the Starbucks and they was like, they knew what it was. You didn't see them acting like just going off. It's like, we black, we in the Starbucks. This how people get down. It is what it is. All right. We got arrested for not buying coffee and waiting on our friend before we bought coffee. This is America. Like, you could those brothers knew how it was going down. Everybody else with this, oh, you don't need to know, blah, blah, blah. They knew. So stop making excuses, right? I think that's one of our priorities. Where are our priorities too? That they can accept reality. Why can't you? you just gotta be real about that. I think where our priorities when it comes to things that work that don't make us feel good. Like a lot of times, we're at a state where the things that actually work don't make us feel good, so we don't want to do them. We'd rather do the things that make us, that sabotage our lives, but they're fun. And then we want somebody to come along and fix it because they're the type of person who will do the heavy lifting. And I think something's wrong with that. Like, where are our priorities? You know, you know, I think our priorities are too far up to helping everybody else. We don't need to help women. And I'm not talking about black women. I mean, black women don't need to help other women. Black men don't need to help other men. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to help other ethnicities. We don't need to be a part of everybody else's agenda. I mean, it should be known by now that people ain't rocking with us like that. They use us. So why is it our priority should be us and not everybody else? There should be no. The only coalition that should be is between the black man and the black woman and the black family. There's no other coalition. That's it. You know, that's where our priority should be. You know, it's creating black business, creating black infrastructure, creating solidarity. You know, but where are our priorities? Our priorities is want to be acceptable with everybody else. That's what I was talking about. Black History Month, when I was like, all these people who are not going to celebrate Black History Month are going to turn right around and be wearing all this green and Irish shit for St. Patrick's Day. You didn't want to be black for a whole month, but you wanted to be Irish for one day. You know, where are our priorities? You know, it's April. Y'all going to want to be Mexican to Cinco de Mayo, even though there's black influence on Cinco de Mayo. You know, look it up. Jasper Younger, look it up. You know, he's part of their independence. Spanish independence is really black people who beat I think the French military. That's who actually kicked it all off. But where are Black America? Where are our priorities? Like, are we gonna work together? Or are we gonna work with everybody else for our selfish gain, and then look for group economics? Like, because these other groups are looking out for themselves. So, are we gonna be our own? Are we gonna use our talented 10th to create a talented 20%? This is the question. You know, where are our priorities? So I'm out. We done.